Sabaidi, welcome. Today I'll show you how to make Pandan Honeycomb Cake. Pandan is a tropical plant that has a nutty, coconut, vanilla type flavor. We make this with tapioca starch, rice flour, sugar, salt, baking powder, coconut milk, coconut oil, spray butter, eggs, and of course the pandan extract or pandan flavoring. The tools we'll be using today is a scale, a sieve, a wire whisk, saucepan, a couple bowls, and of course our cake pan. Today I'll be using a bundt pan, but you could use a round, square, or a loaf pan. We will preheat our oven to 350, placing our cake pan inside to heat up. Then we'll go ahead and measure our dry ingredients. That's going to include our tapioca starch, rice flour, sugar, and baking powder. I highly recommend using a scale and measuring your ingredients by weight in grams versus by volume in cups. But I will have all of the ingredients for the full recipe and the measurements in both grams and cups in the description box below the video, so check that out there. I'll also add links to online retailers for the ingredients and the tools I'm using, just in case you don't have access to this at your local grocery. Let's go ahead and set our dry ingredients aside and add a saucepan to medium heat, adding our full can of coconut milk along with our sugar and salt. And we want to whisk this down until it's a very smooth texture. So once the graininess of the sugar is gone, we can go ahead and remove that from the heat. I place it in the refrigerator because we want this to cool down before adding it to our batter. While that's cooling, we'll combine our dry ingredients, which is the tapioca starch, also known as tapioca flour, rice flour, and our baking powder. And I definitely recommend giving your dry ingredients a sift before we start mixing. You're going to really appreciate that later on when we have to get the lumps out of the batter. It's a lot easier of a process. We'll give that a quick stir and then set it aside, and then begin prepping our eggs for our batter. So we have 6 eggs here. We'll break all of them into a bowl. Then using a fork, I will poke the egg yolks to get them broken apart. And then we don't want to do any vigorous mixing here. We just want to lightly and gently combine the yolk and the white of the egg. I do that by running a fork through the mixture. And then we'll take our cold coconut sauce that we made and pour that right into the egg. Then add the pandan flavoring. You could add as much or as little as you like to the mixture. It's really only preference. The more you use, the more vibrant the color is and the more intense the pandan flavor is. And then give that a gentle stir until the full mixture is that beautiful green color. Now we will bring it all together. We combine our liquid ingredients with our dry ingredients. Be sure to use a large bowl. Then with a whisk, we will gently begin to stir that. Our goal here is to make sure that all of the dry and wet ingredients are well combined. We don't want to have any dry pieces or any dry clumps left in the bowl. So using your whisk, really try to break up the dry, powdery ingredients and make sure that everything is well coated and very moist. Once everything is well mixed, you will still have a lot of lumps in the batter. This is due to the tapioca starch. We're going to run our batter through a sieve. So use your spatula or spoon and really mash that down so that we can get all of the lumps out of our batter. This process went really quickly for me because I sifted the dry ingredients at the beginning of the video. If you don't sift the dry ingredients first, this process is a lot more labor intensive and you'll have a lot more lumps. Next, we'll add our coconut oil to the batter. I will just remove the metal lid from my coconut jar, add it to the microwave for 30 seconds, and boom, liquid. And I feel like measuring liquid coconut versus when the coconut is pressed and cold is a lot easier to get an accurate measurement. And we'll just give that a nice stir and get it well combined with our batter. Next up, we're going to take our hot cake pan out of the oven and spray it generously with butter spray. Don't be shy with the butter. One, it tastes super, super great. And two, we don't want our cake to stick to our pan. So the more butter, the better. Then we'll pour our batter into that cake pan. Then we'll place it on the center rack of the oven at 350 degrees for 45 minutes. After 45 minutes, I check the doneness of the cake by taking a chopstick or a toothpick and sticking it into the thickest part of the cake. If it comes out clean like this, the cake is done. If it's goopy or has large pieces attached, cook it for longer. Allow the cake to rest inside the oven with the door open for about 20 to 30 minutes. Then we'll be transferring our cooled cake to a cake plate. I like to take my cake plate, flip it upside down on top of the cake, and then flip my bundt cake over. If you've not had this with Vietnamese coffee, please check out my recipe and my other videos. I recommend using a serrated edge to cut the cake. You can see that the outer part of the cake is a light brown, slightly crispy texture, and the inside of the cake is that dark, beautiful pandan green. It has the honeycomb shape in a very stretchy texture. The cake is very coconutty, almondy. It's very, very delicious, and I hope you enjoy this recipe. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe. Cup Jai.